In a world that is just relentlessly demanding results, where our worth can feel so tied to our achievements, how do we find any genuine peace? Today, we're going to explore an ancient answer to this very, very modern question, a path to act powerfully, but without being chained to the outcome.
That feeling, it's like the quiet hum of modern anxiety, isn't it? A constant cycle of striving and stressing, where our peace of mind is basically held hostage by whatever happens next. But what if there was a way to just step off this treadmill entirely? A way to engage with the world with your full intensity, but remain completely untouched by the turbulence of the results? For this kind of wisdom, we're going to turn to one of history's most profound spiritual texts, the Bhagavad Gita. And this isn't just some story about a battle fought ages ago. Think of it as a timeless manual for navigating the battlefield of our own lives with clarity and an unwavering sense of purpose. Right at the heart of the Gita's guidance is this incredible concept, nishkama karma. It basically translates to action without desire. Now, this is not a call to do nothing. Not at all. It's a call to fundamentally change our relationship to our work, to our goals, and most importantly, to the fruits of all that effort. So in this verse, Lord Krishna draws this really sharp contrast. He says the unwise act chained to their desires, burdened by the weight of expectation. But the wise, they act with the same energy, the same dedication, and yet they are completely free, unburdened by the outcome, whether it turns out to be praise or blame, success or failure. Okay, so in theory, this sounds liberating, right? But how do we actually practice it in a world of deadlines, ambitions, and expectations? Well, acting without attachment isn't some cold indifference. It's a dynamic and deeply engaged state of being. And to really get it, we've got to unlock 3 of its core secrets. The first secret is all about a profound shift in focus. It asks us to recognize where our true power really is. See, we are not masters of the universe. We can't just command results to happen. But what we can master with absolute authority is the action itself. This right here, this defines our true sphere of influence. Think about it. The final outcome of any project or relationship or anything we try, it depends on countless factors that are way beyond our control. But these things, our effort, our intention, the integrity we bring to the table, they're entirely within our domain. This is where our energy should be completely invested. The Gita really emphasizes performing our own duty, our dharma, to the absolute best of our ability. And in this view, success gets completely redefined. It's not found in a specific result, but in the excellence and the sincerity of the performance itself. When you pour your soul into the action, you find a kind of fulfillment that no outcome can ever grant you or take away. Okay, secret number 2. This one reveals why all this is so vital for our inner peace. Attachment is way more than just a mental habit. According to the Gita, it's the very engine that powers the cycle of anxiety, suffering, and emotional drama that we call karma. So this really presents a choice between 2 paths. On one side, you have attached action, which is driven by ego and desire. This is the source of our modern emotional roller coaster. The anxiety of the quarterly review, the high of social media likes, the deep fear of failure. But on the other side is detached action, driven by a sense of purpose. This is the path to inner stability, to having a calm center that holds steady no matter what storms are raging outside. To really get this mechanism, the Gita points to a fundamental quality of nature called rajas. Rajas is the energy of passion, of craving, of restless activity. It's that force inside us that's constantly looking for a reward, a result, a validation for everything we do. And it's what fuels our attachments. And this is exactly how that chain of bondage is forged. It all starts with a desire, which gets supercharged by rajas. This desire leads to an intense attachment to the outcome. And that very attachment creates a karmic bond, tying our peace to something that's external and totally uncontrollable. This is the cycle we're trying to break. I mean, this verse from the Gita is crystal clear. It literally identifies rajas, born of desire, as the force that binds the soul. Just understanding this mechanism is the first huge step toward realizing that acting without attachment is the very key to our own liberation. And that brings us to the third and final secret. This one elevates the whole practice from a simple psychological tool into a profound spiritual act. It offers a way to make every single thing we do sacred, transforming the mundane into something divine. This is the ultimate shift in perspective. Just imagine for a second, what if your work, every email you send, every project you complete, wasn't for your personal gain or for praise, but was an offering to something greater than yourself, to purpose, to humanity, to the divine? When an action is reframed as an offering, that desperate need for a specific personal outcome, it just dissolves. The act itself becomes the reward.
And here, Krishna offers the most profound promise. By surrendering the fruits of all your actions to this higher principle, you can be freed from the ocean of birth and death, that endless churning cycle of suffering that's driven by attachment. The action becomes a meditation, a prayer, and a direct path to freedom. So, when we weave these three secrets together, mastering our action, understanding the chain of bondage, and acting as an offering, we arrive at a state of profound and truly unshakable freedom.
Now, let's be perfectly clear about this. This is not a call for apathy or resignation. It's the exact opposite. When you're no longer paralyzed by the fear of failure or desperately chasing success, you are free to act with incredible power, creativity, and focus. You're finally free to do your best work simply for the sake of the work itself. The rewards of this practice, well, they're immeasurable. We're not just talking about a calmer life, but supreme peace. Freedom from that constant pull of grief and craving. A clear and focused mind that stays steady, whether it's met with triumph or total disaster. It is, just as the Gita promises, the path to the highest state of being.
This verse just perfectly captures the ultimate promise. The path of nishkama karma leads way beyond simple stress relief. It leads to an experience of truth and a peace that cannot be disturbed by the ever-changing circumstances of the world. And so, that leaves us with a final question for you to carry with you. Think of one area of your life, maybe a career goal, a relationship, a creative project, where you are just gripping the outcome so tightly. What would it feel like to simply let go? To pour your entire heart into the action itself and just offer the result to the universe? Because in that space, that's where true freedom begins.